and welcome to Zach's Garage. Today we are at Rolls-Royce Essex, more specifically P&A Wood, to have a look at this and some other very exciting cars. All of the UK dealers have just received their Cullinan, so we're going to take that on the road for a little bit. But first of all, let's check out some of their classic cars, and they have one car in particular that I want to show you. Okay guys, so behind us we have an R-Type Bentley Continental, more specifically the fastback design. So we believe it's from about 1954. So I just want to take you around to show you a few design features. This is obviously a bare metal restoration. It's going to be concourse, but upstairs they actually have one that's finished, so I'll show you around that one as well. Okay guys, so obviously in the days of coach building was where you could almost design your own car and just have the badge put on. So this is coach building by H.J. Mulliner, and it's the fastback design. So as you can see, it goes from the roofline and it's a really nice swooping line. But one bit I want to talk about for a little bit is these. So you can see the fenders here, or like the side wings, they're really pointed, and even though it's in bare metal, you can actually see the lines very clearly. A proper pronounced design piece of work there. So as mentioned, this car is going for a full restoration, so let's head upstairs so I can show you a completely restored one, and believe me, it's something very special. So from the cars being downstairs, they now come up here, and this is one that is currently just finished painting, and as you can see, it's still got the interior to be done, but from here it gets painted, all things get assembled, and then you might have something like this, but this is something a little bit different. This car has never ever been restored, so it's totally original. Now to find that is very rare indeed, but let's take a little look around it. So the car features the walnut dash, and something that I noticed is how compressed the RPM gauge is, which is very interesting considering all of them are usually covered in glass or not. In with the classic cars, it's quite interesting to see it, but then every car was different back then. So guys, one thing I want to show you about this one, so this is something I've never seen before. So on a lot of classic cars, the roof always sort of bulges out at the back, but this has actually been sealed. It's a very clever design, and as I mentioned to one of the people who work here, it almost seems like it should be electric, but it's not. But that's genius because it gives it a really, really pretty and very simple flowing line all the way down. Some other features on this include the mirrors, and just have a look at that. I mean, I don't know how effective it would be considering you're looking all the way back here, but something very, very different indeed. So I want to show you a little bit about this. It's a Phantom 3 from 1937, but the way it was made and built and designed is truly, truly unique. So it was originally designed by de Havilland, an aircraft company, and there are some serious design features that show on this car. More specifically, the windscreen. It's a forward rate windscreen, and it makes it look so evil. But the coach building was actually done by H.J. Mulliner, the same people who did the previous Continental Bentley. But look at that. It's called an airline design, and we actually have a Jaguar in the museum called an SS1 Airline, where it shares the very, very same sloped back feature. Okay guys, so we are now in their Heritage Centre, and I wanted to show you this. Now this car is incredibly famous, this exact one. This is chassis 1708, and it did the London to Edinburgh. Now, it not only did the London to Edinburgh, it actually won. Now for those of you who don't know about the race or the rally, they blocked the cars in top gear and drove from London to Edinburgh. Now obviously nowadays it's a bit more different because there's traffic lights, but back in the day there wasn't. So it was a real endurance test to see exactly how these cars performed. Okay guys, so this Bentley Azure, obviously there is a lot of them, but there are very few with the blue badge. Now look at this. Now I'd say blue badge, obviously it's meant to be contrasting colour. It's a little bit off, but that doesn't matter. It still looks rather cool. Okay guys, so one thing I want to talk about briefly is this, the new Phantom 8. Obviously you guys have seen a lot of it on multiple videos, but I just wanted to talk about the ones they have here. So fortunately they have a Cullinan and a Phantom, both of them of which are demonstrators, so we will take one out in a minute. But as you can see, these cars are huge and just the pinnacle of luxury. So let's hop in and have a look. Guys, so yesterday Rolls-Royce gave all of the dealers their demonstrator Cullinans, so it's now time to go out in the brand new Cullinan. I'm really excited, and in typical British weather it is raining, so let's head off. Okay guys, so we're now in the back of the Cullinan, something I've been really looking forward to over the last few weeks. Now, the first thing you realise in true Rolls-Royce fashion is just how smooth this car is. I was very sceptical when Rolls-Royce announced they were going to do a 4x4 because, well, with 4x4 you add so many elements that could potentially go wrong. You know, the back seats could be uncomfortable, but it's exactly how you'd hope it to be. It is unbelievably comfortable, and all these roads are, well, we're not on the smoothest of roads and you just can't feel them. It is incredible. Okay guys, so I want to talk to you a little bit about one of the new features to the Cullinan. So in a lot of the Rolls Royces, in pretty much all of them, they all have the desk and the TV, but it was always controlled by one button. Now the Cullinan, it has two. What are they for? Well, if you want your laptop, you don't necessarily want the TV popping out. So you can press one button, or specifically this one here, and the desk will pop up. But if you want the TV as well, you press this button here. And believe me, it's very, very cool. Now one thing that is new to the back TV screens as well is it's touchscreen, so I can zoom in and I can zoom out and you can go all the way through the media and everything in the back. Very, very cool indeed. Another one of the features is actually the cup holders. Now this is very clever. You can press this button here and the cup holders open up. Now not all cups are the same. Rolls-Royce thought about that. If you listen, there's one click. There's another click, and so you can adjust, and so obviously if you've got your champagne flutes in there, you can still be going off-road with your champagne flutes tightly secured. Power is an important thing to Rolls-Royce, and it has been throughout the years. The Phantom 8, featuring the 6.75 litre V12, was giving so much power it was crazy, and this, it shares the same. It's still deathly quiet in perfect Rolls-Royce fashion, and it just provides a lovely feel. I remember going in a lot of modern day 4x4 such as the SQ5, and when you put your foot down it's angry, but when it comes off you sort of go, well, it feels like it wants to get going again. Whereas with this, the delivery of power, even though I'm not driving it, is remarkable. You can really feel just how much torque there is. More specifically, all the available torque is available at 1600 RPM, so it's instant, it's almost electric. Okay guys, so sitting in the front here, the luxury does not end, believe me. So here we have the controls for the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. But the seats, well, it's not just the seats. You also have the armrest, which is here, and the other armrest here heated. So it means you are literally surrounded by warmth. It's lovely. You also have the new form of leather, which was used by Parada for a very long time. And also up here, you have the electronic door switch. So something very new there as well. Now one of the new features to the Cullinan obviously is this, the off-road button. Now the off-road button automatically raises the car 40mm, but in true Rolls-Royce fashion it's very, very simple. You press it and the car automatically works it out for you. So there's no having to fiddle around like with Range Rovers. You just press a button and it's done. There is the option, however, to select individual settings. If you're going on gravel or snow or whatever, it gives you that option to change things individually. Also in the Cullinan, derived from the Phantom 8, is you have the full electronic dashboard. I think it looks really, really clean. Especially, we have the Wraith, as you guys know, and the difference between that and this in terms of the dashboard, it just looks sharper, it's a little bit more responsive, and well, it's electronic, so it looks a bit more modern as well. Now it's the same in the back, the front screen is actually a touchscreen as well. So I can click here, I can go to navigation or communication or however I want to do it. So it's very interesting, but you also have the settings down here in the same as most Rolls Royces, where this is touch sensitive as well. You can draw on there, and you also have your settings for the media, the menu, maps, and navigation. Okay guys, so now we are in a random field with a helipad in. I just wanted to show you just how much this car raises up, 40mm as mentioned previously. So when you're on a bit rougher terrain than this car excels. It's not a showboat, it really does work. Okay guys, so after that trip in the Cullinan, I think you can really see how impressive this car truly is. Now, obviously all Rolls Royces are so immensely smooth, and I can't emphasise how smooth this really is. But I'd love to see how off-road it can go and how crazy it can go, so I'm sure at some point we will be able to. Okay guys, so we're now out in the Phantom, and to say the Cullinan was smooth is a fair point. To say this is smooth isn't. This is beyond smooth. This is like riding on a cloud, and whether it be the actual feel or whether it be the luxurious inside, whether you got the Starlight headliner, you just know you're in somewhere really special. Now obviously, this being the newest addition to the Phantom range, the 8, it features lots of things such as the new TVs in the front, and well, I could go on for hours. Okay, so to say the infotainment in the back is minimal would be a complete lie. Believe me, it's not. So with the Phantom, you have one button here to drop the desk down. So this desk is actually in piano black. You can have it in whatever wood or however you'd like it. But with a press of here, you have the Rolls-Royce controls, and you have a right and you have a left. Now if I press left, as you can see, the TV activates, and you can control it using the scroll down here. So if we go into navigation and then you go down to map, you can see exactly where you are, and if you zoom in or zoom out. So the controls really are crazy. Now if you want to have a look at the Earth, that's how beautiful our planet is. Now one thing I really like about the Phantom 8 is the gallery. Now I know we're in the back and the gallery's in the front, but it does something very cool for the car, and what I love about it is the fact that when you're looking out you can see the Spirit of Ecstasy, but you can also see this rather nice display case, if you will, and it can just say Phantom, just to remind you you're in somewhere really special. Okay guys, so the Cullinan being a 4x4, the boot is a very important thing, and it does have a lot of space. So let's open it up. Now in true conventional 4x4 fashion, the top opens up, but you can also open this bit. But first of all, I want to show you the luggage compartment. So you have the sort of normal boot here, but let's say you haven't got anything in the front seats. You can push these down by using this button here. And the same on the other side with a push of a button here, and that means those two will then be down. So that means you've got even more space, but you've got this rather annoying ledge just there. But how do Rolls-Royce battle it? With this button here. When I press that, that becomes flush, and then with that press of the button there, your boot is then fully open, and you can see just how much space you really have. So what's quite cool about the Cullinan is on the Phantom it has the automatic closing doors. With this little button here, I can press it. Bye bye. Okay guys, so we are going to use the autonomous parking in the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, so let's give it a go. There we go. There's the wheel turning by itself. It's found a parking space. It's parking between this Bentley. Very impressive. Just noticed it's going to go into drive now. And it will give us a little ping when it's all done. There we go, impressive. Okay guys, so obviously there is so many features to the Cullinan and the Phantom, but instead of running through them all, I'm just going to show you in some glamorous footage. So let's head to the B-roll. Okay guys, so we are now back from the Cullinan Drive and it was fantastic. It really is one of the smoothest cars I've ever been in. So thank you so much to P&A Wood. Make sure to check their link down below for their website. They have some incredible cars and offer some pretty amazing services as well. They have a few open days, so make sure to check it out. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Cheers!